I thought I'd do something today that I don't know if I've ever done it really, but yeah, hi. It's February 1st, 2024, and I'm heading out in the car. Got about an hour drive, maybe longer. And I won't always be looking at the camera, but apparently it'll be looking at me. There's a lot of thoughts and truths and heart things that I want to say. Like every day. Every day. Anyways, interesting. Today, this morning, I was reading a book recommended by Justin Abraham, which thank you, Justin, for that. I always appreciate book recommendations. And so it's a book on meditation, and it's written by a person that's a Buddhist, but the book is not religious. It's got some good wisdom, and I'm going to be learning. Anyway, it got me to thinking and questioning all the things that we do to improve our life. We want happiness. We want to deal with trauma. We want to have wisdom. We want to learn about God. We want to be better parents. I mean, I don't know who I'm talking to. Maybe everybody. I don't know. You don't want to be miserable. Maybe that I can talk to everybody with that. But how many hoops, freaking hoops, are you going to have to jump through? Seriously. Seriously. You could be non-stop studying about yourself and how to improve everything and make your life magically better. I mean, does anybody not want their life just sort of magically better? And just to know, oh man, I've been making it worse because I've been blah, blah, blah. And then, I mean, I have these conversations with you, Lord. Like all the time. And I'm really grateful for your patience and that you understand my baby talk. Anyway, I always come back to the question, to the fact and the thought. If this is how we do life, all this self-help, all this improvement, meditation, prayer, exercise, eating right. You eat this way. No, eat this way. Eat this way. No, you don't. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. What? Anyways, there are so many rules, guidelines, advices, wisdoms. And after a while, it just feels like, what the heck? I mean, does anybody feel me? Anyways, I come back to the thought, why in the world, if we can do this ourselves, as ridiculously impossible it is, and we seem to want to, would Jesus come saying he is the Son of God, equal to the God? Why would God come, allow himself to be put on a cross, give up his life, for us to destroy death and disease and decay and the grave and sin and sickness and sorrow and suffering. Take it down in his flesh and in all he is, raise himself from the dead, which death can't do that. Death has no power to raise itself from the dead. But raise himself from the dead for us, as us, with us, and then ask us to do all this other crap too. What the heck? Why would you do that? The most expensive life laid down sacrificially for everything and everyone, to restore everything and everyone, and then you still have to do these 5,000 little detail things. Oh, I forgot to tell you that I left that off the table when I died. No! Everything was on the table and everything died. And I am done. I sound like my mom. I'm done with all the trying. That's either enough or it's a farce. And the fact that it actually happened historically is like putting a pin in the balloon of all the self-help. I mean, Christian self-help. I mean, every religion self-help. I mean, humanistic self-help, atheist self-help, every college that's out there teaching improvement and how to do things. With that mentality, you're always starting at the bottom of the ocean, trying to get up and get a breath. Oh, I hate it. And yet, I wake up just like everybody else with my set of problems, challenges, troubles, trials, that I've heard all the theology on, by the way. It's not that I'm a rookie with this stuff. And it is that I'm a rookie. No one's lived on this earth long enough to not be a rookie still. Just letting everybody know. All that to say, I don't really have the answer. And I do at the same time. I'm filled with it. It's a gift. It's surrounding me. It's in my breath. It's in my car. It's in my every hair follicle. Every cell. Between the cells, where there's space. It's in the ethereal. It's in the unseen. Him. His love. His life. His gift. His being. Son. Every time I say that, I go, boy, I really do identify as a female. Anyways, I get the principle, and he gets the fact that I feel like I'm a female, and that he created me as one, and he experiences this life with me as me. One time, years ago, I don't know, not 20 years ago, but a almost 20 years. I'm having my morning time with him, which is, I wish it was all day long and all night long. And it actually is, but I'm conscious of it then. You know, it's dedicated. I'm there. And I'm having this deep dive in my heart and soul and sight and spirit, and in the mystery of wherever that is. I've heard all kinds of things. My imagination, it's beyond imagination. Imagination is just barely the tip of the iceberg. Anyways, I'm gonna leave that. But I'm in my secret place with him. Now, this is a realm that's more real to me than the earth that I'm looking at. It's got more substance of reality and truth to it. But anyways, I'm there, and I'm just show up in the living room of it. There's a little living room in this cabin, and it's just it's so sweet. One of these days I'll tell you about it. But I holler and I say, Jesus, where are you? Because I can't see him in the living room. And the cabin's small. At least I thought it was. Anyways, he goes, I'm in the pantry. I'm like, we have a pantry? I never saw the pantry before. Anyways, so I'm like, I heard his voice, and I followed him back through this tiny little kitchen. And to the right, just after the kitchen, there's a door that goes into this room that's like about 10 by 12. It's maybe 10 by 15. It's a deep, big pantry, and it's tall. It's got high ceilings. It doesn't look like it belongs in the cabin. I'm just gonna say, it's sage green painted, and it's got shelves all on the left-hand wall and the back wall. And in the back right corner, there's Jesus sitting on an Adirondack chair, and he's got a yellow blanket on his legs, and he's just sitting there looking cozy. And he has a writing pad on the wide arm of the right-hand side, and he's got a pen, and he's wearing glasses. And first of all, I stand there and I take all that in for a second. It's like a microsecond. You know how we do things. Anyways, I noticed two things. A, he's got glasses on, and B, there's only like 3 things on the shelf, like right kind of like about your hip level. There's only 3 things or so on that shelf, and everything, it's just empty. The whole room is empty. So first of all, I look at him and I go, why are you wearing glasses? Because, you know, it's God. And he goes like this. He puts them down. He goes, I don't need them. I just think they look cool. And I laughed so hard because, I don't know, I didn't expect God to say that to me, actually. See, I know him as what appears to be a man, and is so sublimely beyond that it's speaking way more than it looks. Anyways, and then I still can't believe I did this. But anyways, I said to him, how come our pantry's like so empty? And he takes his glasses and he moves them down. He looks over them at me. He goes, you have God sitting in your pantry. And I'm like, I just sort of stood there, and it was like waves of energy or something went through my gut and my being, like, and my spirit and everything. And then I'm like going, duh. Oh, jeez. Anyways, so we have some time together in there, and then he says, let's go for a walk. So I'm like, okay. So we walk out the little side door, a little screen door, just go out the door, and we start walking. And as we're walking, it's like it's like a Canadian landscape, I'm gonna say. It's on an island, and it's like an untouched wilderness, but it's probably summer, you know. You have like little soft pine, and the ground isn't hard packed. It's kind of soft because the woods drop things, and it keeps it soft, and it's just so smells good. It's just beautiful. So we start walking along, and it starts to be where snow is falling, and snow is on the ground, and it's snowy. And I look over at Jesus, and he's wearing this buffalo check red and black hat with fur on the inside of the ear flaps, and it's got like furry up here, you know, a typical kind of northern or Canadian looking hat. Anyways, and he holds his hand out to me, and he has mittens on that obviously look like they're hand knit. And he takes my hand, and I'm wearing the same mittens as he is. I didn't even know how I was dressed, but I was warm. I must have been wearing a hat, kind of like him. But anyways, we start walking through the woods together, and I'm going, where are we going? What are we doing? You know, I've never seen this before in this secret place. So we're walking, winding through the path, walking down. We walk pretty far. We come to the other side of the island, and as far as you can see, it's frozen, and it's as glassy, perfect ice as you could dream for. It was so perfect. And it was cold, and there was like a little ice house there, shack, an ice skating shack. Like, bear with me. Anyways, it was there. There's like a fireplace ring in the ground, and there's like stones you can sit on. And apparently they didn't have snow on them yet. But anyways, it was frozen, and there was snow on the ground. And Jesus hands me a pair of ice skates, and I'm like, I guess we're going skating. So he puts on some skates, and I put on some skates. And we go out skating, and it's like, it's like a dream come true, skating with him. I mean, life in the spirit, life with him is like perfect skating. It's like a flow. And so we were just having fun. We're just laughing. It wasn't like Olympic figure skating where he's throwing me up in the air and twirling me around and everything. It was more like ice dancing. We were just like flowing around and having fun and twirling, and we went for miles. I mean, wow. And after a while of doing that, we found ourselves sitting back at that fire ring. That's like a campfire. And now there's a campfire there. And now there's cups of hot chocolate. There's mucklucks, which are fur-lined boots. So you take your skates off, that you put those fur-lined boots on, and it feels like, oh my God. Oh, so awesome. The fireplace feels good. And those stones were like this, and the back was kind of angled like that, so you could kind of sit back and look up. By this time, it's dark. It's nighttime. You can see stars. And he and I sit beside each other and lean back, and we're warm. even though it's frozen cold out because of all the skating and the hot chocolate and the warm feet and just the company and the joy. And he looks over at me, takes my hand. He goes, "I love being Canadian with you." I cried so hard. But it went through me like, he loves being you with you. Wow. I love that. That wrecks me. Anyways, he was saying far more than that. It was almost 20 years ago, and it's still rippling through. He loves being an Uber driver with me. I might not like it very much, but he likes doing it with me. Boy. Shoo. Nobody else does. Well, maybe my sister. Thanks, Diane. And maybe one of my daughters. And my grandson, he would like it too. Every time I delve into one of those books, hoping to get relief, he's reading it with me. Oh God. Anyways, the Spirit of Truth himself, the wonder-working Redeemer of all mankind and the cosmos and everything. Oh. He knows I'm just going to get myself frustrated. He doesn't go, "Why are you doing this to yourself?" He just goes with me into the frustration. He never says, like Laurel and Hardy, "This is another fine mess you've gotten me into." I just remember that. I love being Canadian.